Welcome to Healthcare Entrepreneur Academy, where we seek to educate, motivate, and inspire professionals into starting their own healthcare businesses. Learn from leading healthcare entrepreneurs and other business experts as they share their journey and provide a glimpse into their playbooks for success. Loaded with valuable insights and actionable strategies, this show will guide you on your path to freedom. Now, please welcome your host, entrepreneur, healthcare practitioner, and MBA, Jason Duprat.
This episode is sponsored by my free presentation for the Ketamine Academy. If you're tired of long hours, constantly being on call, or having to give up your nights, weekends, and holidays, all for an employer that only thinks of you as a productivity number that they're trying to maximize, then it's time to break free from the hospital grind, become your own boss, and finally take control of your professional trajectory. It's time you start your own practice. I know it sounds really scary, maybe even a little impossible. I get it. You got student loans, you're working tons of hours, and you may not even be a physician. Well, I am here to tell you that it's absolutely possible. Starting my own clinic was exactly how I started my healthcare entrepreneur career, and there's one specific type of clinic that almost anybody can open. Ketamine therapy is one of the most promising treatments in the fight against depression, PTSD, and chronic pain that we've ever seen. And thousands of patients across the country are looking for clinics in their area. The problem is that there aren't enough yet, and these patients need someone like you to open a ketamine practice in your hometown. Go to ketamineacademy.com/presentation for a no-cost 60-minute training on how to gain more freedom by opening up your own clinic. On the presentation, you'll discover why opening your own private clinic is a better decision than working more overtime or going back to school for another degree, why this one specific niche clinic is the easiest to open and doesn't require a bunch of cash to start, and how anyone can open this type of clinic, even if you're not a physician, by just following a few simple steps. So to register for this free training, just go to ketamineacademy.com/presentation. Hey, and welcome back to the Healthcare Entrepreneur Academy podcast. I'm your host, Jason Duprat, and we are back here for another Tactical Tuesday. So on these episodes, it's just me, you, the mic, and I share a little bit of what's going on in our business, anything that we're learning that can help you in your business. And so we try to share all these tactical takeaways on these episodes, and hopefully you get some good value out of this and you find some of this information helpful. So a lot of people right now are working from home. And with all the COVID-19 coronavirus things going on, there's been actually surprisingly a lot of healthcare workers furloughed or asked to work from home, and creates a unique set of opportunities and set of challenges for sure. So if you are one of those who has to work from home, I think you'll get some good value out of this. Or if you are like launching a business, an online business maybe, and you're finding yourself putting in some hours from home to work on that, I think you'll find this helpful as well. So I've been working from home for several years, started out part-time, and now I'm pretty much full-time at home, and definitely learned a lot along the way. What works, what doesn't work. One of the biggest things that I've had to do to be a successful full-time work at home professional is limit distractions. It's huge to be able to set up boundaries, limit distractions, and that way you can have a routine that's just like as if you're going to the office somewhere else, working for somebody else. It's really important to have that routine, have that structure, and avoid distractions. So I highly recommend setting up yourself a separate space, completely separate, like behind a door if possible, maybe a separate part of your house, maybe in the garage, maybe, a spare bedroom. That's really going to help set the stage for anybody who's in your house with you while you're trying to get work done. If the door's shut, you let everybody know that this is work time, and you set the boundaries with everybody in your house, because that's definitely one of the things that I struggled with initially. I had myself in an office downstairs, but just not shutting the door alone can sort of help perpetuate a lack of boundaries between who else is in your house with you, in that if they see the door open, they may just come in and start to ask you questions or ask for a favor. Your wife might have a honey-do list for you, and she pops her head in and asks you to do something. So highly recommend a totally separate space, if at all possible. It really helps to set that structure. And then if you have that separate space, closing the door during work hours. So you'll want to set your normal, work times. So for me, I'm in the office typically by 8 every morning, just as if I was going to work for somebody else. It's 8 o'clock on the dot. I'm walking out of my house over to my garage, where up above we have an office set up on the second floor. And I treat it just like a job. And I think that's one of the keys to being a successful professional, whether it's working for somebody else or yourself from home, is having the set routine. So I have my set start time, I have my set end time, and sometimes I go over the end time hours, but that's okay. Just like if you're doing something for somebody else, if you're working as a professional, sometimes you get stuck late. So I always have your set start time and your set lunch time, and make sure you save time for breaks. And it's best if you schedule those out as well. Taking breaks is super important. It'll help refresh your mind. It's nice to get outside, walk around a little bit, get a little bit of exercise if you can during those breaks, get the blood flowing. And I think that you'll find that super helpful. You want to always use those breaks and use your lunchtime just as if you were working, in the office somewhere else, and set those times, utilize those times, and don't worry that you're taking a break. Like some people try to maximize their productivity by minimizing the amount of breaks or not even taking any breaks. But if you're working from home, you've literally, in most cases, you've saved yourself at least 20 minutes of commuting time, if not an hour or more. And so you have the ability to take breaks. You've already saved yourself, a substantial amount of time just by not commuting. So you can squeeze in these breaks. It's going to help improve your overall productivity. And another tip is that you want to make sure that you still socialize and connect with others when you are, especially if you're working from home full time. It can get pretty lonely being an entrepreneur or a work at home professional. So you want to make sure that you're still socializing with others, and in-person socialization is the best. That's one of the things I found super helpful is actually working part-time. Well, PRN. I've started working PRN about 5 or 6 shifts a month in a surgery center, not because I have to, but because I want to, because I enjoy interacting with others. I keep my anesthesia skills reasonably sharp, and I'm interacting with others. And there's a whole lot to be said for the mental well-being that comes along with making sure that you're connecting and interacting with other individuals in person and not just behind a screen. If you can't interact with somebody in person, like right now, it's kind of hard with all the social distancing, at least you can socialize, on video chat. You can FaceTime somebody or do a Zoom call or something like that. It's better than not doing it at all. And one other tip I wanted to mention is that if you're working from home, it's super important to also get dressed every morning. You want to treat everything exactly as if you are going to work for somebody else in their office, or if you have an office, you're going to work to an office. So you need to get dressed. You don't want to be working from your pajamas. It's, once you're maybe a seasoned pro, maybe you can start to get a little bit more lax on what you wear. But initially, you should be wearing your normal jeans and a polo shirt, your business casual type of attire that you would normally wear to an office space. This is going to help set the stage and help you get into the routine and make sure everybody in your house knows that you are trying to treat this like it's a real business, a professional situation. And, working from your pajamas is like the worst way to sort of start your day and off on not the right foot. So super important. You get dressed. If you're super experienced, like I said, if you got 2, 3, 4 years in the game and you already do all these other things, then dress is not so important. But initially, if you're a newbie to working from home, getting dressed in your professional attire when you before you get to the office, it's super important. You want to really create the boundaries and make it super easy to differentiate in your mind and for everybody who's observing you, like your kids and your wife. This is my business hours, and this is, I have to treat this like a job. I have to be professional. It's super easy to avoid distractions. And so all these things sort of combined helps set the stage, helps to develop that structure that you'll need to be successful, whether, you're just working temporarily from home or you're running an online business, or you're working full-time from home. These are all super helpful. And these are the things that really helped me in my, over 3 years of working from home now. So hopefully you guys get a little value out of that. Wanted to, again, invite you to the Healthcare Entrepreneur Academy Facebook group. All you have to do to get there is go to Facebook, and in the search bar at the very top, you'll type in Healthcare Entrepreneur Academy. And then in that group, once you're in, you'll be able to see all the Facebook Live interviews that we do. There's a lot of interaction going on. And we're actually going to be launching a free Facebook group mini course. And it's going to be designed, we're going to set it up like a challenge. It's going to be like a 7-day challenge to help you come up with your big business idea. And I think you'll find it pretty fun and interactive. Hopefully that helps to make the most of some downtime that you might have right now if you are furloughed from work or something like that. And also helps you start to get the juices flowing, the creativity, the mental electricity firing, get those neurons fired up there, and give you some ideas on what you can do to start your own business. So definitely want to join that Facebook group. And if you haven't already shared out the podcast, I'd highly appreciate it if you would take your favorite episode and share it out to friends. Take a screenshot of the podcast and tag somebody who you think might be interested in learning about healthcare entrepreneurship. And I hope you guys stay safe from the COVID-19, that you're practicing good isolation. I want to thank everybody who's on the front lines right now. There's limited PPE pretty much everywhere, it seems like. So we want to definitely take our hat off to you for being on the front lines and putting yourself at risk to help the greater good. That definitely doesn't go unnoticed. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the next episode.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Healthcare Entrepreneur Academy. Want to connect with more like-minded healthcare entrepreneurs and professionals? Just head over to jasonduprat.com/group to join our Facebook family for real-time interactions, insight, and resources to get you one step closer to realizing your goal. We look forward to interacting with you, but until then, we'll catch you on the next episode of the Healthcare Entrepreneur Academy.